The curious little boy. Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Timmy who loved to play in his sandbox. One day, as he was playing, he saw something magical. The sandbox began to glow, and Timmy saw that it was actually a spaceship. Timmy's toys, which had been inanimate until then, came to life. They were all astronauts, and they were ready to go on a mission into space. Timmy was so excited. He jumped up and down and shouted, "Let's go!" The spaceship took off, and Timmy and his friends began their journey into the universe. Adventures in space. The spaceship traveled for a long time, and it finally reached a planet. It was the Gum Planet, and it was made entirely of gum. The astronauts explored the planet, and they found gum mountains, gum rivers, and even a gum forest. They had a lot of fun on the Gum Planet, but they eventually left to explore other planets. They reached another planet, the Plushy Moon. It was a very soft planet, and the astronauts had to walk slowly so they wouldn't sink into the plush. One day, the astronauts decided to have a space race. They all got into their spaceships, and they gave the start. The race was very exciting. The astronauts flew at top speed, and they had to avoid obstacles in their way. In the end, it was the little pig who won the race. He was so fast that he even beat Timmy's spaceship. The astronauts continued their journey, and they finally reached another planet, the Cosmic Playland. It was a very special planet, and it was filled with attractions for children. The astronauts visited the amusement park, the zoo, and even the water park. They had a lot of fun, and they made new friends. One day, the astronauts received a distress signal. Another spaceship was broken down, and it needed help. The astronauts decided to help, and they flew to the broken-down spaceship. They managed to fix it, and they rescued the astronauts who were inside. The return home. The astronauts' journey was coming to an end, and it was time to return to the planet Earth. The astronauts got into their spaceship, and they took off. They flew for a long time, and they finally reached Earth. The astronauts were happy to be back home, but they were also sad to leave their journey into space. Timmy's dreams. That night, Timmy went to bed. He was tired from his long day of adventures, but he was also happy. He looked up at the starry sky, and he thought about his journey into space. He dreamed that he was going back into space, and that he was having even more adventures. Timmy closed his eyes, and he fell asleep. He dreamed of faraway planets, brave astronauts, and a world full of magic. Questions for children. What was the name of the little boy who went on a trip into space? What was the first planet that the astronauts visited? What was the second planet that the astronauts visited? What was the third planet that the astronauts visited? What happened to the astronauts at the end of their journey? Answers to the questions. The name of the little boy was Timmy. The first planet that the astronauts visited was the Planet. The second planet that the astronauts visited was the Plushy Moon. The third planet that the astronauts visited was the Cosmic Playland. The astronauts returned to Earth.